Um, okay. Chapter 6. The notion that our destiny is fixed leads to unhappiness. Is our destiny determined and controlled by some transcendental being, or is it somehow fixed at birth and unchangeable? These are matters that we usually don't think too much about. If, however, nothing goes well for us no matter how hard we try, we are apt to think masochistically that we have been born under an unfortunate star, to resign ourselves to our fate about which nothing can be done, or to wish to cling to some transcendental being, as the words, depending on the gods in time of trouble, suggest. But is our destiny in fact determined and controlled by something outside of ourselves? Is it with us from birth and unchangeable? From ancient times there have been those who subscribe to fatalism or determinism, believing that destiny is a thing fixed at birth. What time it will rain tomorrow is already determined. Whether you can get into the university of your choice is already determined, and regardless of how much you study. Whether you can marry or not is determined from the time that you are born. If you marry, your partner is already determined. These are fatalistic or deterministic ideas. Some 2,600 years ago, Shakyamuni completely rejected all such ideas as the false teaching of fatalism. In Buddhist terms, they are called Gedo, meaning outside the way of truth. Since such teachings go against the law of cause and effect, they lead human beings to unhappiness. The reason is that if our destiny is already set, then all of our efforts and hard work become meaningless, and the will to make an effort disappears. Some may say that the decision to make an effort or not is itself predetermined, but that reasoning makes us even less likely to try to exert ourselves. That is why Shakyamuni rejects the idea of determinism, which makes us weak and listless. He declares instead that our destiny can be radically changed through our own actions. In fact, though, even those who say that everything is predetermined study the night before a test because they believe that the act of studying may change the outcome of the next day's test. If they get sick, if they go to the hospital because they believe that the act of receiving treatment there will aid in their recovery, they go to their place of work, unpleasant though it may be, because they do not want to be fired. They believe that going to work and doing their jobs well will ensure the security of their livelihood. If our destiny were already fixed, then the results would be the same whether we studied or not, went to the hospital or not, and did our jobs well or not. Everything we did would be meaningless. But no one lives his or her life that way. Everyone believes that his or her actions now will affect tomorrow, and that is absolutely true. How then do our actions give rise to happiness or unhappiness in our lives? In the next chapter, we'll talk about the law of cause and effect in relation to our lives, as preached by Shakyamuni Buddha. And then there's a little picture here of what seems to be little ants, and one on the left-hand side is saying, "It was fated to turn out this way. There's nothing to be done." And the little ant is crouching. It seems like it's crying. And then there's two ants on the right-hand side. One is shouting, "Quit complaining and help me get this fixed." And the other one is, it looks like furiously shoveling a piece of, whether it's snow or dirt. This is, so I think this is one of the reasons why Buddhism called out so much to me, at least in this way, because um, if what we learn is that to come into this world to achieve human form is already it's a way of almost a miracle in a sense that it's so difficult to attain human form, and to come in with a predestined um, way of life of how we're supposed to essentially all of our outcomes, then it kind of takes away any effort or any joy in the effort that we can create. And it, in my understanding, it takes our own um, I don't know if this might be the correct word, but the power of our internal Buddha to really create the outcomes that we want in this world. And in doing that, it makes us powerless. And so then our motivation gets lost, and it only pushes us further into more suffering, because our existence in this life becomes passive rather than active. And in order to be active, we need to be fully present in every moment, in everything that we do. And with that, of course, in order to be present, we need to be aware of our actions and our mindfulness in our life, and how we approach life, how we interact with it. Um, and for that, of course, we need to be active in our own life. We need to become participants rather than standing by or observers. So rather than letting life pass through us or just next to us, truly becoming dancing with it. And with that, of course, is the understanding the law of cause and effect, so that we can better inform ourselves. And then the suffering, it will still be there, but it's not as, it doesn't catches us by surprise. Um, and so I think this story is a great reminder that we truly have the power to rewrite our story, whether, in the past, if things happened, always rewriting it from a sense of, what did I learn? What was the understanding in each moment? And then moving forward with that wisdom to be able to cultivate foresight, so that we can move forward from a place of mindfulness and true joy.
Wow, so beautifully explained. Thank you so much, Estefania. Yeah, dancing with the rhythm of life. As we learn the law of cause and effect, it's a very active process as we go forward. Thank you so much. I don't have any more words. You explained it beautifully. Good job, everyone, for being here. Have a restful evening. We will have a lecture 7 p.m. Pacific time. And yeah, have a restful evening in start of the new week. Thank you again. Bye bye.